Hey everybody, today's video should be a short one. It's on practicing. Now, as many of you know, I teach at a middle school / high school. I deal with a ton of practicing issues. And a thing that I see a lot of is when you hand something out that needs to get practiced and you know that the student is practicing. You're in the room, they come in before school, after school, during lunch, and they're practicing. You know they're practicing, but nothing's getting better. And that's specifically what this video is about. And when you listen to what they're doing, they're making a practice mistake. It's not that they aren't talented enough, it's they're making a practice mistake. And the main mistake that I see happening is, even though we stress, learning your scales, learning your rudiments, learning technique, how to play, long tones on a horn, or get your roll right on a mallet instrument, or your snare drum buzz roll is lopsided, anything like that. We stress that here, but, and I'm as guilty as anybody, I used to do this myself. You come in and you're like, I don't have enough time to work on those little things. I've got to get my solo right, or I've got to get this band piece right, or Mr. Russman or Mr. Zigner will, be mad at me or something. So I got to concentrate on that. The problem there is you're never fixing the problem. You're just practicing. You're going through the motions of practice, and you're never fixing the problem. And let's go at it from this angle. Say you're practicing a snare drum solo. And what I hear when I'm sitting in my office and a student comes into practice is this. They start at the beginning, they play till that part that they always stink at, and they choke again, and they stop. And they go back to the beginning, and they play all the way through, and they get to that point again, and it blocks them. And they go back to the beginning, and they play all this solo till they get to that one part, and maybe, just maybe, they luckily get through it, and then they leave the room. You didn't fix anything, you got lucky. Because the next day, they will come back into practice and they will start the same solo at the beginning, and they will play all the way through, and they get to that one part and they choke again. And they go back to the beginning. And it's a repetitive hamster wheel. It just keeps coming back. So what I want to get across to you in this video is that one little part that you're not good at, more than likely, is a technique issue that I've been trying to tell you to focus on that more than the solo or the band piece or whatever. And I know Mr. Zigner's the same way. Focus on that. Learn that technique. Is it a certain rudiment that's holding you up? Practice that rudiment. Start slow. Understand that you're going to want to take some time, days, several days, to make it right. And you don't have to sit there and practice for hours on doing this. All you have to do is practice it every day. Have a plan for that thing you keep messing up. Is it a sticking issue? Is it an embouchure issue if you're a wind player? Focus on what the problem is and then fix it. So what I'm saying is, go back and do the little things you think you don't have time for. Fix that, because it takes such a small amount of time for practice. Literally, spend 5 minutes focusing on that problem. Within 7 days, I swear to you, that problem will go away. And then finally, you'll be able to apply that to your solo, and then you're not getting hung up anymore. You'll be able to play. It'll be this great feeling. But if you keep going back to the beginning, never focusing on that because you think that's going to waste your time, you are actually wasting your time by going back to the beginning and playing through this whole solo to that point where you're going to choke more often than not. So it literally comes down to, yeah, take that small amount of time. Take that small amount of time daily. Work that little bit of problem area and then apply it to the solo. I swear, 5 minutes of working that problem area you have over the course of, say, 7 days, I'm like 90% sure all of you will get past that issue. Will get past what's causing you grief, and then you can add it to your playing, add it to your solo, add it to your drum set playing if it's a song you got to learn. If you're a wind player, add it to your band music or your wind solo. Okay? So my point here is, if you do the small stuff, the things that you think are going to take up too much time, if you focus on that and apply it to your solo, you're going to cut down your practice time exponentially. All of a sudden that solo is going to happen. You're going to be great at that solo far quicker than if you just keep saying you're going to practice the solo. That's my point. Okay? Down in the comments section, tell me, how do you practice? Are you guilty of the same things I was and most of my students are? Or are you a person that, okay, this is what I stink at, this is what I got to practice, and I got to find a way to get around this, and I'm going to spend little bits of time on it every day for several days, and all of a sudden, does it go away? So down in the practice section, down in the comments section, please tell me what your practice routine is when you come across a problem in your playing. If you like my video, folks, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. And until the next time, check out one of these videos right over here. And I will talk to you later. Take care, everybody. Bye.